Hello, everyone. How are you? Look, I look like Calvin on school day. Look, it's Bruce.
Howdy.
Yeah, breaking your computer.
Yeah. Why'd you get me up so early?
Oh, whatever. This is like when we record Prince of the Universe anyway. Before we start, I wanted to open up a gift someone sent me. Anthony sent me this, and it came in Monday. And so I asked Anthony if I could. Why are you in the shot too much? I need to be focused on me. I'm kidding. There. Now let those both even. And so I asked Anthony if I could open it up for this live Q&A. He said sure, because I wanted to have him see my reaction. Now, I've been dying to know what's in here, and I always like it when I give things to people. Let's see. Yes, wow! It is a triple action Dentist sticks. My favorite snack
For your dog.
Wait, do you think there's something different in here?
Possible.
Oh, I don't get the snacks? My wife said, careful, it may be a bomb. Back when all those, Tashi Station fans were sending the little death threats.
Have you made anybody mad recently?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. All right, hold on. Open this up. I don't know if I should read. All right, he's a Pirates fan. That puts everything in perspective. What is this? No way. I talked about this on Saturday morning Samo Plans. They made an RC Cola for the '86 Mets. Anthony, where did you get this? That is unbelievable. I love this.
Okay.
I love this.
Are you going to drink it?
No. It's from '86. Probably not. It's probably still good. It's a championship drink. But I'm not. I'm going to we'll put it up here right now. That is awesome. That is awesome. That is the '86 Mets. Oh, wait, there's another one. I never even saw this one. This is another drink. 108 wins. I didn't even know this one existed. I'm a huge Mets fan. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much. This is awesome. This seems like the RC may have fizzled and evaporated in it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. This is awesome. That's great. It's going right straight to the pool room. All right. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. All right. So let's get to some of your questions. You had a lot of good questions here. Let me make sure that everyone can hear us and everything. I should have checked on that. That'd have been smart. Let's check it over here. Hold on.
You have to redo that opening.
Yeah. If no one caught it. There's something wrong with your picture. Oh, wait, that's just your face.
Thank you.
Okay, looks like we're up. Okay, good deal. So we are on. It's always good to know. All right, we're going to answer some of your questions here. Good morning, everyone. Q&A coffee and good times. It sure will be. Man, we got a lot of good questions here. All right, so I've got some great stuff to talk about. So let's see here. You're loading up the notes here. First one by Steven. What do you think of Abeloth? Was she super powerful or what? You read an article that someone said, yeah, overpowered villain. Abeloth was the personification kind of the dark side from Dave Filoni's Clone Wars episode where he had the father, the son, and the daughter. And the book said, hey, why don't we make the mother? And so they talked about what happened to the mother since she wasn't discussed. I thought it was really good. I thought it was necessary. I don't think Star Wars is full of overpowered characters.
I wasn't a fan of those. The father.
I hated those episodes, but I loved what the EU did to it.
When was that?
That was in Fate of the Jedi.
Okay.
Okay, so Brian asks, who is your favorite Power Ranger?
The White Power Ranger.
Okay. I never really was a Power Ranger fan, even though I did go see the movie with this guy back in the day.
Dollar Theater.
Yeah, we did. We went to the Dollar Theater to see it because I think we were both. It came out when we were what, 16?
No, I was in college.
Oh, okay. I was still in high school. Are you older than me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we were the same age. Anyway, okay, so I was still in high school, And then we watched the movie when it came out, and it was all right. I just hated it was a ripoff of Voltron, is what I thought. My wife is a huge Power Ranger fan. In fact, she has a poster with all their autographs. She's met all the original Power Rangers except for Trini. She died in a car wreck a long time ago. But she's going to meet the Pink Power Ranger at the Fanboy Expo in Knoxville, Tennessee this year.
Now, you can't call Power Rangers a knockoff of Voltron.
Because Voltron's a knockoff
it's not
of...
just that. It's like there's a whole genre in Japan that does the exact same thing.
I know, but to me, it was a knockoff of Voltron, which I watched. So, anyway, let's see. Oh, so anyway, she's gotten all the autographs. You know what? To be honest, the Green Power Ranger, the white one, he's the nicest guy I've met. Jason, David, Frank, yeah, he's really nice. He actually knew me and Megan for 1 year. He'd say hello to us by first name because we were going to so many Comic Cons, and he was there too. And he'd go, "Hey Matt, hey Megan." Megan's like, I was like, "How does the Green Power Ranger know our names?" That's because we went there and we'd always say hello to him. And the second time we saw him, he went, "Didn't I see y'all at the something Comic Con?" I said, "Yeah." And my wife was like so excited that he recognized us. He goes, "Oh, okay." So we just do a lot of Comic Cons. He said, "Well, which one are you going to next?" And we would meet up with him throughout. I think we met him with like 4 different Comic Cons. But it's funny. He's like, "Hey guys," you know, and maybe like, "Hey," you know, he's our friend. The only one that wasn't nice to meet was the Blue Power Ranger, Billy. I think he had something going on that day, and he just wasn't. He just wasn't into it. The Black Power Ranger, Zach, looks exactly the same. That guy's immortal. He should be fighting Duncan MacLeod.
Take his head.
Yeah, I know. He need to take his head. The Red Power Ranger is my wife's favorite so far. She's really loved him. He's a really nice guy. And let's see. And the Pink Power Ranger is her ultimate favorite. So she's going to meet her, and I'm sure there's going to be nothing but happiness and sunshine during that. Brendan asked a ton of questions here. He said, "Do I think Darth Bane books should be turned into a movie?" Well, I mean, yeah, any EU books would make a good movie. Do I think they ever will? No. But do I think Disney will rip off the Darth Bane character and put him in a movie? Yes.
Now, look, we're getting some important questions up there on the screen there.
We'll get those in a minute. We'll get those, and we got to get these first.
If they scroll past, I don't know how to do this.
Okay, that's fine, because we got this going on, and we'll be able to scroll through there. Bruce is keeping up with your live questions. I don't care. All right. And then Brendan says, "What about do I see a positive side of the EU going away, meaning bringing the fandom together?" And yes, Brendan, I actually said this on a light side of Disney. Remember, I did a dark side of Disney, and then I did a light side of Disney. Like I was saying, hey, here's some of the positive things. It did bring the EU group together. Fans used to bicker about who their favorite author was, or what the favorite book was, or what was favorite era, or whatnot, comic book. And then when Disney decided to get rid of it all, they're like, "No, we like it all." And then they banded together, and it really did bring the fandom together. I really believe that. And he said, would I be making videos if Disney hadn't bought Star Wars? No, I wouldn't, oddly enough. There's tons of people who were reviewing the expanded universe, and I think Nathan Butler at one time was going through it in chronological order, publication order, which is really neat. But then he stopped the series. I was like, no. And then it's like no one cared anymore to do any more expanded universe videos, and so that's when it started. So I guess Disney created me.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make me Joker to their Batman?
You are a Joker. I'm kind of more like Batman.
Oh my goodness. All right. And he also says, "How do you interpret a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away?" Bruce, how do you interpret a long time ago? How do you interpret that literally or just figuratively?
You know, I'm thinking figuratively.
I would say figuratively too, but you could do it literally as well, because Earth kind of in a way exists if you think about its connections to ET.
Yeah.
And you look, there's one short story that mentions Earth. You know, it's an old short story back in the 70s. But you could take it literally, or not what's the other one? I can't think. I just said it anyway.
Literally or figuratively.
Figuratively, yeah. So figuratively for me, but you could take it literally, and I wouldn't see a difference in that. You also asked a bunch of questions. Would Zahn have accepted a chance to write for the prequels? Yeah. Back in the day, yes. I don't think any author would have turned that chance down. And then he said, what would they be like? Better.
Yeah.
That's the one answer I got for you.
Look forward to him writing for the new universe.
Okay.
Coming out soon, the Thrawn book.
Oh, that hasn't come out yet.
I think it's sometime this month.
Oh.
So I did read Aftermath 3.
Did you? Oh, you did, and
It's better than the first one.
it's glowing review there, folks.
I would say at least they got better. The second book was better than the first.
Okay.
The third book was better than the second. It wasn't. I would say this one was not bad.
Okay. XF3 asked, how do we feel about the death of Bill Paxton?
No, that was sad.
Yeah, it was sad. We didn't expect it coming. It's always sad when a celebrity dies. And then he said,
a good celebrity.
A good celebrity, yeah.
I can think of a few that I'm not going to miss.
Yeah, I know. When does Angus Schumer die? All right. Anyway, and what was your favorite movie of his? I know mine.
First off, I'm supposed to say Aliens.
Yeah, Aliens. It's got to be
Game over,
Aliens. Game over, man. Game over. But you know what? My wife would say Twister. Twister was her ultimate favorite.
He was great on Big Love.
He did. I never saw that show, but I know a lot of people who watched it and loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So Big Love. There
Agents
you go.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dang. Bruce knows more about Bill Paxton's filmography than I do.
Terminator, the first Terminator movie. That was a great scene.
Great scene.
Don't forget Predator 2.
Right. All right. Yeah, he's been in both franchises too.
All three. Terminator, Alien,
and well, yeah, if you count Terminator in there, yeah. Dark Blade asked, if Legends were to continue, what type of medium would you like them to come out with? Like books, movies, TV? To be honest, if they did books, I'd be fine with that. Books, short stories, even comic books would be cool too, but books would be my main one. I don't think they'd ever do movies with it, but you can't say TV is out because Star Trek is doing Discovery, which happens in the old universe and is an alternate, storyline than the new movies.
That started yet?
No, they started filming.
Okay.
They started filming on it. But the thing is, though, that's incredible that they're doing a TV show outside the thing. But then when you say that, guess what? DC's been doing it for years now. Their TV and their movie universes are separate. So, I mean...
And they've got two different TV universes with Gotham and the movie.
Oh, Gotham takes place outside of everything else.
Really, they had three when you counted Supergirl. She was officially a separate universe. They did have a crossover with Flash going against, crossing dimensions. But
yeah.
I'm not sure.
You like Gotham?
Gotham's the thing is, I'm behind on all of it now.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you where it's at.
Okay. You want me to give you a little spoiler on Gotham someone gave me?
What?
The Penguin's hot for Riddler.
Yeah, not surprising.
That's how he became the Riddler. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't watch the stupid show, but I was like, that's where they're going to go with it. Anyway, Jedi Acolyte. What does Bruce think about Dash Janir and Ferris Olin compared to Ezra and Kanan?
Who were the first two?
Dash Janir. There you go. That's what he thinks. All right. Do you think Padme should have survived Episode 3 and formed a resistance?
That was the impression I got based off of the Return of the Jedi dialogue between Luke and Leia.
But you later find out she's talking about Bail Organa's wife.
Which makes no sense for them to have that conversation.
Well, yeah. So I guess no. Okay, mine would be no too. And then he said, as a Prince of the Universe suggestion, we should do, since we've done Best Image, Best Marvel, Best DC, Best Dark Horse or whatnot. He said, why don't we do a Best Archie comic books? Because there were none.
Well, there was
One.
Archie versus the Predator. That was.
I didn't even know that. I was gonna say Archie and the Punisher, but
the Archie versus Punisher, okay. But
Archie versus Predator.
They went full gore. I mean, it was all done with the art style of Archie, but it was full gore. And even Predator was killing them off.
No way. Really?
Fun. I liked it.
Wow. Okay, and finally, Black Hole asked about my comments on Filoni as he commented on Star Wars. This is a few weeks ago. We actually talked about this on the podcast a while back, so you probably asked this before you listened to the podcast. I mean, Filoni is going to be Filoni. If you talk to him, he acts like he invented Star Wars in that article. Like me and George were right up there. It was our stuff was canon and everyone else's was secondary. And I was like, really? Because you were T canon, television canon. George canon was up here and T canon was down here. Now, television canon, as you know, is a stupid name because you have an Ewoks movie. You have two Ewoks movies that came on TV. Ewoks cartoon, a Droids cartoon, a Clone Wars Tartakovsky cartoon, which was fantastic. And then you have the Star Wars Holiday Special. All those came on TV too, yet they're not T canon. So, I mean, he was obviously beneath you know, George and T. Cannon. And let's see, what did George say about Star Wars back in the day when the Clone Wars movie was coming out? Filoni's Clone Wars movie was coming out. Because this is on, I got this from Movie Phone, August 8th, 2008, interview with George Lucas, because the movie was about to come out. And folks, you can see a lot of interviews like this. So he says, how does, this is the question that the guy asked him, how does Clone Wars fit into the entire Star Wars story? And George says, it's really just a footnote. It's really just a footnote. It's not part of the large saga. You get between episodes, and there's an asterisk that says, please check the end of the book for more about Clone Wars. That's what it says right there.
But you know what?
You're a footnote, Filoni. You're a footnote.
Filoni won the war. He's still there. George,
yeah, I know. So he can rewrite history, which is what he's doing now.
But the winners do get to write history.
Yeah, I know. So he's a footnote. George said it right there. It's just a little thing. It's not that, it wasn't that big a deal. Now, am I saying that George hated the Clone Wars? No, he loved the Clone Wars. There's a million quotes about him praising the Clone Wars TV show. That's something that he wanted to do, you know, but didn't have time to. With Anakin and Obi-Wan, he kind of wanted to show more of them, you know, growing in a bond, friendship in the Clone Wars, but he had to focus on the main storyline or whatnot. I don't know. So he always wanted something more like that. And so it's not that he hated it. I think he loved it, but as its importance goes, that sums it up right there for you. All right, so we're going to get to some of the questions that you have online. And I'm going to look this up live while Bruce tells you a little story.
About what?
I don't know. You're supposed to stall.
I can do my Rogue One review.
Never mind. Anyway, where is it? I can't find the live Q&A. Hold on.
Rogue One was good. Order the Blu-ray coming out in a couple weeks.
What? What was good?
Rogue One.
Oh. Why are you still talking about that?
Because you
talked about that on the you talked about that on the
podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Where is it? It says live now, and then it doesn't give me it.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm trying to find it on here. The live Q&A.
Be that way.
I don't know. Try to find it. Try to find it. Okay, so we're going to go the hard way, which is going through the actual YouTube here on the channel, which is impossible. But all right, let's see. Oh, yeah, you do, right? Did I watch Thundercat? Did we watch Thundercats back in the day?
Oh, yeah, boy.
Yes. Yes. In fact, that's kind of where Samuel Flange gets its name, in a way. Was wondering, I read the Death Star novel. I noticed the video you said that the book and it answered the first Death Star took 19 years to build and the second took 3. It answered the question. Yes, it answers a bunch of questions with the Death Star. It's actually a pretty good book. Oh, you never found that when you read it. Okay. I'll have to look it back up. It's been a while. So give me time till I get to it, which is not that far away. It doesn't say it specifically, but it probably says they already had the blueprints and they already had the plan to build it the first time. Oh, there you go. Thank you. That'll be a lot easier. Live chat. Click on live chat. There. This is much easier to deal with because this thing is fickle. Let's get this up here. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So let's see. Sorry. Give me a minute. Where was I on this one?
How far behind is it?
Oh, we always get behind in this. Hold on. Bruce, what direction do you think they'll take in season 4 of Rebels?
Well, hopefully, I mean, I would be happy if they just, end it after season 4 and end it where Rogue One begins, because we do have some Rebel cameos in Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
And so I think it'd be nice if they just point it in that direction and don't drag it out too far.
What do you think of the THX movie, 1138?
I've actually never seen it.
I never have either.
It's always been on my list of things to watch. And
yeah,
never got onto it.
Never got onto it either. What do you think of the show Wonder Woman from the 70s or Sanford and Son? I never really watched that much Sanford and Son. I did watch
Sanford and Son.
Oh, you
watch
did?
that when I was a kid. But
well, tell about Sanford. I'll tell about Wonder Woman. Did you not watch Wonder Woman?
Well, it didn't come on in my area. I watched it occasionally when I was at my
Oh,
grandma's.
I friggin' love Linda Carter. My mom used to watch that all the time. We loved it. We usually wouldn't, but because it was a superhero TV show with Linda Carter, we loved it. Loved it. Still love Linda Carter. I think she's a beautiful woman.
The thing is, shows of the time, the Hulk was the one to watch.
No, the Hulk was good too. Hulk was good too, but I enjoyed Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Of course, going around after watching that, you couldn't really pretend to be Wonder Woman. But so Sanford and Son, how was that?
I mean, it's a funny show. I mean, it was just came on in the afternoons where I live. Watched it after school.
Okay, yes, he read Kenobi, didn't find out why Ben, Maru, and Lars aged so much. Okay, you missed it. Obi-Wan's looking at the sun because he was told it would make him age longer because they're in the sun. When they look, he said, "Don't look at the sun. You hide your face from the sun. It'll make you look older." It was a one pass line, and I bet that's what you missed in Death Star too, because it's just a one pass line. If you're not looking for it, you might miss it.
Kenobi's about to be on Rebels and having a fight against Darth Maul.
Oh,
they're ripping off the story from Visionaries.
Oh boy. Let's see.
He looks old.
He said Paramount owns the Star Trek film, CBS owns the Star Trek TV show, which is why they're going two different places. But the thing is, though, DC does it too. I mean, fans aren't stupid. They know the difference. They know that the Flash on TV will not be the Flash in Justice League, and they understand that.
In fact, people want them to do the crossover between the movies and the TV universe.
Yeah, that ship sailed.
Crisis.
Bruce, I've answered this question a billion times, so it's your turn. What color would your lightsaber color be?
They have black sabers.
I guess a dark saber would be a black saber. Okay, why? Because unique.
I like black lights.
Okay, black lights. This would be a black light.
I'd wear some
dancing
neon.
To
it would make me glow when I turned it on.
Shut your eyes, point at the bookshelf, and give your thoughts on whatever book you land on. Maybe later. That's funny. Do you like any Star Trek fan fiction?
Never read
No, never read any. Someone heard that Filoni still asked George for help on Rebels on some episodes. I doubt that. Because George has not even said that he's even involved in that show.
And he might have called him like, "Hey, give me some
advice." Oh,
okay.
Maybe so. Maybe he called him. George said he's not involved with any of the new stuff. So, I mean, but yeah, Dave could have called him. Thoughts on the Mandalorian stuff?
From Rebels?
I don't know.
Or from
I don't know.
Wars?
I guess we'll go with Rebels.
There wasn't a lot in Rebels. We got Sabine as a Mandalorian character. We had a group that supposedly did something during the Clone Wars that I couldn't remember. That were working with the Empire until they can, the Rebels convinced them to, go back to being neutral or something.
Have you read the old Flash Gordon comic books? I haven't.
No,
neither one of us has. All right.
I did watch them on Defenders of the Earth, though. That's what rocked.
Bruce, do you think whoever directed James Earl Jones in Rogue One did a bad job? They made him talk too fast, and then how Vader would talk and cause James to break out of his Vader voice back into his own.
Man, this was a younger Vader. I mean, you give him a little bit for that. Vader hadn't come into his own yet. It's a few years.
Bruce isn't going to talk bad about that film.
I liked Vader in Rebels. I thought that was a good episode.
Oh, okay. Have the Mandalorian's romance story saved? I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right. All right. Do you think there should have been more content between Empire and Jedi other than Shadows of the Empire?
There was a lot between.
There was a lot in the Marvel comic books.
There's not. The thing is,
there's not that much between that because everyone wanted to write for Han Solo. That's the real reason.
You don't have Han Solo, so people
don't want to write it. But there could have been. I mean, to be honest, the Rebellion gap is really crowded, except for that. There is a nice little breather in between Empire and Jedi. But back in the day, they couldn't write anything hardly about it. So they had to play it very safe. And so there's not much in between that era. And Shadows is basically it. That basically officially filled that gap. Remember, some of the books take place a year in between each other, and like you're asking the question, even though it's a good question, you're asking the question, why did they fill out those little gaps? I guess they didn't feel like they had to fill out every little thing. But plus, the real reason, Han Solo they couldn't write about, so writers didn't want to do it because everyone loves Han Solo. He said he means Mandalorians in general, legends-wise mostly. I think they're good.
They're not what I imagined them to be when I first heard about Boba Fett and his connection to Mandalorians. I was expecting something different than what we got, but they're okay.
But I liked what the Old Republic did with them. I like how the story and the history went on. Karen Traviss, for all her faults, did a lot of good stuff with it, but she had some faults. Thoughts on Star Wars Galaxies? I'm guessing you mean the game, the old online game. I never played it. Did you? No. If it's the book, Isaac, I'll get to that later. What are your favorite James Bond movies? Obviously, this is for Bruce because I've never watched James Bond movie.
Oh, as a kid, I loved Moonraker. Any of them. He was my favorite villain. Been rewatching some of them recently. Of course, Quantum of Solace was really good. Goldfinger. No, was it Goldfinger? Well, the first Pierce Brosnan. That's not Goldfinger. Goldfinger's the old one. Well, the first one with Pierce Brosnan, fantastic. And For Much with Love, classic.
Okay, there you go. Mine would be none of the above. I didn't even play that stupid GoldenEye game that everyone loved.
GoldenEye.
I know a lot of people love that the little Super Nintendo game. It was N64 or something. I think it was N64. I never played it. I always played Duke Nukem 0 Hour, which was the same thing, shoot 'em up. But we loved Duke Nukem, and we never played GoldenEye at my house. We were all Duke Nukem 0 Hour, and I had a small batch of friends who would play it with me. Everyone else loved GoldenEye. Okay, Brian Daley's Han Solo books or A.C. Crispin's?
I've never read Daley's.
You've never read Brian Daley's? Oh. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for now. Brian Daley's, hands down. Brian, even though A.C. Crispin did a great job. Do Lucasfilm have any thoughts on Star Wars Black Series? If they have more Legends material, have it in stock. Are they making more toys? If we buy the toys, they're going to make the toys. Matt and Bruce, before the prequels came out, how did you envision Anakin Skywalker and his fall to the dark side? Ooh! So before the prequels, can you remember this?
I'm trying to think back without the pollution of the prequels. I would say it's probably not that much different than what we got, just their basic relationship.
Okay, their basic relationship.
Yeah. Of course, the details of. I was expecting maybe Anakin to be a younger versus a little bit older Obi-Wan, based off of the age of.
I imagined Obi-Wan taking a young, 18-year-old Anakin as his apprentice.
Yeah, I was expecting Anakin to be older than he was. But I was expecting Obi-Wan to be a lot older as well.
Well, I was expecting Obi-Wan to be not too much older because in the movie Obi-Wan says, he was a good friend. And I was thinking, okay, they were friends too. So maybe he had the power. He was a few years older, maybe 5 years older, and he taught Anakin, and then they both were Jedi, and they both became friends. And then he became Darth Vader and killed him. And maybe Obi-Wan even knew the kids too, I thought. Maybe that's why Luke was somewhat not scared of old Ben. Maybe he had known him as a child or knew of him. Because, it's obvious on Tatooine that Luke knew who old Ben was, or if he was still around or still dead. So I said maybe he saw him when he was a kid. Maybe because kids, memories aren't the same as they are when they grow up. They have these memories, they can't remember what all happened.
Kind of like Leia's memories of her mother.
Yeah. So he actually maybe had been around to see the kids and maybe seen them, start walking and talking a little bit before his dad turned to the dark side. So I thought the kids were a little bit older and got to know their dad a little bit because of what Leia said. I thought Leia was maybe 2 or 3 when the whole thing went down.
I was
to have little memories of their mother.
I didn't get the impression that Vader knew he had children, so they wouldn't have met him.
Because one of my earliest memories I remember is my mom had a gate she put up on the door so we couldn't get out because of nap time. But I was just tall enough to sneak, to step over the gate and make myself over it. And my other brother was small enough to crawl under it. And that's how we would escape and, travel down the hall. And I have a few memories. And we moved when I was 5 or 6, and I definitely know the day we moved. I remember everything when I first got to Mississippi. I was already in Mississippi. I just moved into two different towns, and I definitely remember that. But I do remember a ton of stuff happening in Ellisville, is where I was grew up for the first 5 years or whatnot. And I do remember have a ton of memories playing with little toys and whatnot. So and I remember the nursery being huge, and there's this huge Noah's Ark in the church nursery. And then when I came back years later, that Noah's Ark thing was this big, not this big. I was like, wait, who shrunk the toy? This is like the mini bird. Where's the big one you had? And I was big. I was smaller when I remembered it.
Like going back to visiting your old elementary school.
That'd be one of my oldest ones. That's what I would think. All righty. We caught up for a minute, then we got behind. Matt, you've read much non-story expanded universe content. It's like the Essentials Guide and Jedi Path. Some of the books have some of my favorite world building in the EU. Yes, actually, some of the better guides, I would say. The Essential Atlas is good. The Ryder Wenham's Guide to the Force is unbelievable. I thought I would like that the least. Because, like, what can they tell us about Jedi that we don't already know? And that book was just thorough. And the Essential Guide to Warfare by Jason Fry. I mean, that's just excellent. I bought Essential Atlas because I wanted that one. And then I saw the other two. It says, hey, if you like this, you'll also like this. I was like, I'll get Guide to Warfare. I wasn't that excited about it, but I got it. And then when I saw Jedi versus Sith, the Guide to the Force, I went, well, I may as well go ahead and get it. And I read Guide to the Force first, fantastic. And then Guide to Warfare second, it was even better. And then Atlas, which was good, is probably my least favorite of the three. It went backwards. But yeah, there's a lot of great guys, a lot of good stuff in there. What's your favorite General Grievous moment in the expanded universe or Legends? I know what mine is.
The introduction in that first
Tartakovsky's cartoon. Yeah, that's it.
He never reached that height again.
No, he was never that intimidating. He was never that scary. In fact, that's all we knew before seeing the movie was that video, and it made us feel, we were excited about General Grievous.
How were they going to defeat him in the movie?
Yeah, I know, he's impossible to defeat. It was just great. What is y'all's favorite Tales of book? Mine is Tales of the Bounty Hunters. Okay, Tales of Mos Eisley, Tales from Jabba's Palace, and Tales of the Bounty Hunters.
Jabba's Palace.
Jabba's Palace? Dang, I was going to say Mos Eisley. Okay, so there you go. We like all three of them.
That Rancor story was.
Oh, you do like the Rancor story. I love Tales of the Bounty Hunters. I think Tales of the Bounty Hunters is great. But for me, it was Mos Eisley because getting to know. Well, one reason that book accidentally came out by Walmart 2 weeks before they were supposed to put it out. I grabbed the book, and then when I told Bruce, he said it's not there. And then we looked online, it wasn't supposed to come out for another 2 weeks. Walmart put it up on their shelves too early. Someone saw it and then removed them all. But I bought one of them before they took it up. And I was so happy that I got the book 2 weeks before it came out, and I read it, and I was just like, like I was in on the secret. And I got to read all about the Mos Eisley aliens, and I was like, yeah. So for me, maybe it's just nostalgia, but I love that one. That's my favorite.
I'll tell you that, I like the IJ-88 story from the Bounty Hunter one. I think it was Kevin J. Anderson penned one, but he did go a little far at the end. IJ-88 took over the Death Star at the Battle of Endor. I thought that was a little crazy, but still was a fun story.
Yeah.
The boss story was kind of
dull. Whatever. It's a great story. Have you read the Pern series?
No.
Me neither. Bruce, I know you're not a fan of the prequels, but did you like the casting of the characters, and do you believe they could have been better with better directing?
Oh yes, I've said that before. I mean, it's not that I'm not a fan. I watched them, I enjoyed them. I think I like them less and less the more I watch them, so I'm gonna have to slow that down. But yeah, I've said before that I think that everything will be fine if they could just maybe pull the actors back and redub the movie with better lines and better performances. The directing was bad. The writing's bad. The basic story's good. It's just we gotta get somebody else in there to clean it up.
There you go. Michael talks about how I'm a big board game fan, and it defines me in a way. But a little bit of everything. Spencer asked, Bruce, board games, are you a fan of them?
I played Clue when I was a kid.
Hey, you know what though? Bruce said he would play Spartacus with me though. We did say we do that.
And oil each other up and get going.
I don't think that's a different version of Spartacus than what I was thinking
you
about.
tricked me.
What are you thinking about? No way. No, I don't know. Bruce, his sons have come over a couple times and played Twilight Imperium with me.
And the thing is, Matt doesn't invite me when he has these
my
game nights.
Well, next time your brother's in, I told you we'd all sit around and play Spartacus. That is a fun game.
He wants to come up soon, so.
Yeah. Which New Republic trilogy of books do you like the most? Carillion, Jedi Academy, or Bounty Hunter Wars? I guess Jedi Academy. They're all good.
I think I'm going to say Jedi Academy. I was disappointed with the Bounty Hunter Wars.
Bounty Hunter
I
Wars.
thought was a little. I was expecting more from it, I think.
Okay. What do you think about the Carillion trilogy?
I read it.
You haven't read it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bruce hasn't read all the expanded universe. When are you going to read all the... Here's my question. When are you going to read all the expanded universe?
When I retire.
They're all on audiobook, which is your
Not all
favorite
of
thing.
them. I'm not going to wait through them.
They're not all on audio? I thought they were all on audio by now. Why not? I'm sorry. They're not on digital. They did make CDs of them and tapes.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Everything that was put out on CD and tape is available, and most of those, even the older books, are mostly abridged.
Okay.
So, but even they're not even putting all the more recent Legends books on the Audible. Because I mean, like Death Star, I went and got Death Star to read it, and it wasn't on Audible.
Okay.
But I did finish. It was good. I liked it.
All right. So before the prequels came out, how did we envision Jedi Order? The Jedi Order. Before the prequels came out. I'll tell you mine. I envisioned it like this big grand school that everyone was there. It was academy. Everyone was older though. There were no younglings.
Yeah, the youngling thing. And the whole, stealing them as babies.
And everything was
Weird.
clean. Everything was perfect. In fact, I remember a long time ago in the 80s, we said, yeah, they're making episode 1. It's going to be called The Golden Jedi. Like I think we just made that up. Someone made that up, but we all believed it. The Golden Jedi episode 1 is coming out next. He's going to do the prequels next, and then we waited several disappointing years later. Have I seen the new Fantasy Flight game stuff? No, I have not. It's continuing Legend series other than newest release friends like these fixes the Mandor things. Clone Wars messed up. No, I haven't. I know they're going to be dabbling. I got out of Fantasy Flight when they said, okay, we're going to be doing the new stuff. Now that doesn't mean they're getting away from Legends. I actually talked to them at Gen Con. They're still putting in tons of Legend stuff, and they said the new continuity has zero backstory, has zero extra stuff, where Legends has like tons of material they can use for their games. So he said we're always going to be pulling from the expanded universe, and we're always going to be. But they said and I guess someone can tell me this if you've been reading them. They're supposed to be defining what is Legends and what isn't. When times when it's necessary. I don't know if they're still doing that or not, because like I said, I just got out after they announced that, this is the last, what was it, Force and Destiny? They said, okay, here's what Legends is. Going forward, we're going to be doing, and they didn't talk about anything new. They did show the Inquisitor from Rebels, but they didn't know anything about him yet, because I think the book came out before Rebels, and it's like, okay, we're going to be slowly switching over. I was like, okay, well, that's it, I'm done. Since I don't like coffee, what is my favorite tea? You know what? I don't know. Hot tea. I know sweet tea is the big thing down south. I don't drink a lot of sweet tea, but I do like hot tea with a little sugar in it, and that's usually my winter drink. That or hot chocolate, actually.
Not a tea fan.
Not a tea fan.
I like my coffee dark, black, straight up, nothing in it. Drink it like a man.
Drink it like a man. All right. What's your favorite Star Wars film?
Empire.
Jedi is mine. Return of the Jedi.
That was mine when I was young. Then I grew up.
Oh yeah. Let's see. They are all on cassette. The abridged version are. So I thought so.
Yeah.
They just haven't made it to digital.
Those are available online too, the abridged version, but I want the unabridged.
Yeah, we want the unabridged. What's your favorite Star Wars film? My favorite. Oh, okay. He's giving me this. Okay. Oh, Star Wars fan film. Did you ask Star Wars fan film?
Oh.
She did. I'm sorry. Star Wars fan film. Blanca, I just can't read. I'm sorry. I can't read your perfectly typed email.
I don't remember the name of it. There was an old one with Mara Jade. That was one of the first ones we back when it was like, hey, they can do fan films.
Whichever one Relic sent me was my favorite. I got about the Rebel pilot crash landing on Hoth and having to fight off an Imperial probe. John, help me. I can't remember what can't remember that. I love it so much I forgot the title.
There's a fairly recent one with Darth Maul. It's pretty good.
Okay, with Darth Maul?
Yeah.
Really? What's the name of it?
I don't remember.
We're not big on fan films. Bruce, do you feel that Rebels needs to be darker since it takes place during the dark times of the Empire?
Yeah, and hopefully, I'm really hoping next season they move towards the Rogue One movie, maybe kill off Ezra and Kanan. They have to kill them off before A New Hope. So at least I hope they do. That'd be kind of dumb to keep them around.
So how long can this go? Because that isn't. I mean, like Filoni didn't seem that there was no end in Clone Wars. There was never any end in.
There has to be. There's a time. I mean, unless they're going to push past the New Hope, which would not be a good idea.
Have they hinted that New Hope's coming up?
Well, they hit it in Rogue One that
Well, I mean, in Rebels.
Not on the show. No.
Okay.
No, we're about to go see.
So it could say
Obi-Wan.
You could say it took place 10 years ago. Before
I think it's officially 5.
Oh, okay.
I think it started off with 5, but I think it's actually moved up in real time.
Oh.
So I think they're getting close.
Who is the most underrated Star Wars character?
Underrated.
Do we want to say the movies or the books or
stick with the movies? People know.
Oh, the movies is Wedge.
No,
he was the
Rancor Keeper. That
okay.
was a lot of pathos.
And in the books,
I felt it, man.
In the books, there's a ton. I've said this before. Kip Duran. I want to see more Kip Duran. I want to see more Kyle Katarn. I liked him. Gant, the Slicer from Talon Cards, was heavily underused. He was such a cool character that was never brought back. Well, I say never. He was brought back little bits and pieces, but never used that much. And that's sad because he was a really cool character. My brother loved him. That was his favorite EU character back in the day. So he thought it was really good. Did you skip the Dark Nihilist story Unseen Unheard? No. Do you think the most underrated, overrated Star Wars? Oh, okay, we just answered that one. What EU stories take place in the underground with crime lords and bounty hunters and whatnot? Is there an EU underground story? I can't think of. I mean, Coruscant Nights maybe is EU underground, but focus on one person. But I've always wanted a big gang. I thought they should make a big gangster novel about the Hutts.
Yeah.
Like a Godfather like story with the Hutts. I thought that would always be cool.
Something like Darth Plagueis. I was.
Yeah.
Since episode 3, I was really hoping I'd get something like Plagueis about Palpatine's manipulation through the whole process. They gave it to me, and it paid off. It's such a good book. Probably top 5 of all Star Wars books, if not top 2.
Favorite version of Anakin Skywalker from the movies, from the EU, from the Clone Wars?
Anakin Skywalker, not. So I could say the Force Ghost, Sebastian Shaw, Force Ghost.
I was gonna say that. It's at the
but he got wrote out.
It's Sebastian Shaw. There's something against Hayden Christensen. I think he's a great actor. In the other movies I've seen him in, he's been actually pretty good. It's just that George Lucas is not that good of a director.
Yeah. So
he couldn't get the acting like he needed, the acting direction that he needed, and that's why he was bad. I like Hayden Christensen fine. What's your favorite planet from the EU? Wow. I don't know. Coruscant's from the EU, so there you go.
We spent so much time on Tatooine through the movies and the books. It's just like, part of me feels like I already lived there.
Thoughts on Sword of the Jedi and beyond, that stuff. I already gave my thoughts on this on Yubnub's Halloween special 2 years ago. If I were to run the EU, I told you what I thought it would be. Favorite EU characters we've already mentioned. Did you mention yours?
Favorite EU character?
Yeah, who's your favorite EU character?
Mara Jade, Exar Kun.
Exar Kun. Okay. Is there a contradiction in Rise of Darth Vader when Obi-Wan says he could talk to Qui-Gon, but in Kenobi he couldn't talk to Qui-Gon.
He was learning to talk to Qui-Gon Kenobi. I think he learned in a gap between the.
You know what? I don't remember him ever saying that. I don't remember it being there, but didn't. Well, in my book, Kenobi comes out earlier, before Rise of Darth Vader. Make sure about that. Yeah, mine comes out before. Let me make sure. I think it does, because I reviewed it last, didn't I? Well, Dark Lord Rise it does come a little bit before that one. Well, Rise of Lord Vader happens at different times. You could say, I've never heard that. I never heard that online. So that's the thing. People would nitpick things on the old Star Wars forum. We would nitpick it to death. That was never brought up. So I'm guessing there is a logical explanation. I don't remember.
You know what? This is an example. It's a good reason to get rid of the expanded universe. It's full of contradictions.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, but it was that the thing is though, something like that would have been brought up in the forum for Leland Shee to answer, and that question never came up to my knowledge because I didn't even notice it either. So maybe it was just too far in between both novels, or Kenobi was toward the end. No, because we would have mentioned it then. Weird. Didn't know. Favorite EU alien character. He said saying Thrawn is cheating. Sorry, I read that one wrong too.
Use our phone.
Yeah, the Vong. Actually, the Vong would be correct. If you were a Jedi, which temple would you train on throughout all the EU? Would it be Luke's Jedi temple? Would it be the one on Coruscant? Which one would you?
It would be Luke's. This is looser.
I would definitely want to see Luke. Yeah. What is the most ridiculous thing or story or character in the EU?
Most ridiculous?
Ridiculous. Most ridiculous story is got to go to Filoni's Clone Wars.
Yeah, the droid army or whatever.
Yeah, the droid beauty salon story where what's his name? The really cool bounty hunter, Cad Bane, tries to entrap them, but he opens up a beauty salon for droids that trick 3PO and R2 into getting their nails done or whatnot. They're getting a polish and shine, and then they get captured and the information they're keeping gets stolen, and that's how Cad Bane gets it. You went through all that trouble just to get that? Sounds ridiculous. So yeah, or the one where Jar Jar Binks is everyone thinks he's a Jedi. He's mistaken for a Jedi.
He's a Sith Lord,
and it's just yeah, the Sith Lord story.
Jar Jar was in Aftermath 3.
It was in episode 3?
Aftermath. We had Jar Jar, and that was another cameo. Lumpy.
Okay, Blanca, we've already answered what lightsaber color we would have, but we didn't ask her, who would you like to be your master to teach you? Luke. Love Luke.
Most powerful Jedi ever.
The Vong were a very controversial topic. Do you think they might have been a factor for why so many Star Wars fans turned off from the EU?
Yeah, some people didn't like it to go dark.
Some people didn't like the darkness. I know there was a lot of complaints on that. I mean, there's a few people that turned away, but they were still bestsellers. And the thing is, though, it's like I like how Stackpole says, if you want to be safe, if you want to read a book and feel safe, read Star Trek novels. I mean, I loved him defending the darkness, and I love the darkness of New Jedi Order. It's fantastic, beautiful. Any thoughts on the Force can flow? Any thoughts on the flow walk? Okay, where Jason can travel and look back through time. I don't think he can change time. I think he can just look back through time.
If it's just looking without changing anything, that's cool.
Yeah, me too. I'm for that. I doubt I skipped any Republic comic books because I actually went through and made sure, and they're all there and numbered out. Thoughts on the Jaina Solo Tahari Vela campaign? I don't know anything about that. Do you? Okay, don't know. No comment. Do you think the Clone Wars is more ridiculous than Crystal Star, Children of the Jedi?
Crystal Star is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I almost gave up on Star Wars after trying to read that book.
After Crystal Star? Actually, Crystal Star, well,
I think it took me 2 years to read it.
I think the Clone Wars has way more ridiculousness. Yeah. I mean,
I think
calling
Crystal Star was
calling the
concentrated.
Chosen One Sky Guy, you lost me. You lost me. You
I'll
had me
take
at
Sky Guy
you had
off
me at
Crystal
Sky
Star
Guy.
any day.
Let's see. If the expanded universe wasn't discarded, would Jaina Solo's Sword of the Jedi still be continued? Yeah, they were going to make it. In fact, in an interview that Christy Golden had said that she was well on her way to developing the story, and then she turned around and said that I never had anything ready. I just was looking at an outline. So it was reported. Excuse me, she didn't say that. It was reported that the story would be coming. They got the cover art and it was coming out next. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh no, I didn't have it. I didn't even have the first page written." Really? Because in 6 months it was supposed to be published.
She's a fast writer.
Maybe
Like Wendig.
do write in 45 days. If Moff Tarkin threatens to destroy Earth, and the only way to save our planet is a 24 hours Rebel marathon and Force Awakens marathon, read the whole Wendig trilogy, what would you choose?
I'd read them. I'd go through it all again.
Goodbye, Earth.
I have to strap Matt down. Earth is where I keep all my stuff.
Sith Wars. Would you like to see books, TV shows about the Sith Wars and Hyperspace War? Oh, of course, from Tales of the Jedi. Yeah, that was a very interesting period. Why do I describe Kanan as a Jedi cowboy? Wasn't he wearing a hat a long time ago? No, it was because Filoni actually mentioned that. He's like a cowboy from the Wild West or whatnot. It's how he like the old hero, the lone rider or whatnot, who finds a band of people or whatnot.
Kind of overselling Kanan, but
well, I don't know, but that's how he was introduced by Filoni. Filoni said a cowboy-like Western thing, and I was like, oh, okay, so he's a cowboy Jedi. That's where I got it from. Who's your favorite clone trooper? Oh, I don't have one, to be honest. Oh no, it's the guy in Breakout Squad.
I like the Bad Batch.
I can't remember his name, but it's in Breakout Squad. You like the Bad Batch? Oh yeah, that was a good. You want me to talk good about the Clone Wars? That was a great storyline. What was that? The opening of season 3 or something?
No, that was those like unfinished episodes that came out. You had to watch online.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. I'm talking about the one where they had this troop that had to stick together, and they had 99, Clone 99, who was deformed, and they made him part of their group.
Yeah.
The Oddball Squad. That was a great story.
The Bad Batch were like, they didn't look like the regular clones.
Oh, okay.
They were, and then they were a lot more different. But they were good. Those were fun episodes, even though they never really got finished.
Have you seen Battlestar Galactica? Is what Eric Schroeder says.
You've seen the recent, the new Battlestar Galactica. Try watching the old one. The old one.
I tried watching the old one too, and I couldn't make it through. It's kind of sad because I remember the old one being super cool, or I thought it was super cool back in the day.
Yeah, maybe if I were watching when I was a kid, I would have stuck with it. But not going back after watching
the new Battlestar Galactica. I don't think we talked about this on Prince of the Universe, have we?
We might have.
I think we may have a long time ago. Battlestar Galactica for me, after the first season, I almost stopped. I was borrowing from Bruce. I almost stopped watching it and went out and bought my own because the first season was fantastic.
The miniseries, the first 2 seasons are top.
Yeah, the second season just as good. Then the third season happened, and I was like, I'm gonna hold off on buying these.
You're losing some consistency here.
Yeah, and then the 4th season was just this one. It went down.
Bad ending.
It was terrible. It was horrible, and it's so sad because it was such a great series to begin with and such a great idea that they got caught up in their own story twist, and then suddenly nothing made sense.
Yeah.
With all they twisted and kept twisting and twisting and twisting until you go back to the very first episode and go, why didn't they just shut them down right there? Half the place is full of Cylons anyway. They could have definitely just destroyed the ship right then and there. So they got too caught up in their own story.
They got to make half the original cast Cylons. No, that's a bad idea.
All right, here's one. Do you listen to Star Wars music when reading novels? and if you do, which soundtrack? I never listen to Star Wars music while reading a
I
novel.
listen to the audiobooks,
I think on the
which has the music.
audiobooks that have
And
the music in
soundtracks.
it, which is really neat. But they have key music at key times, not just one soundtrack. But what is your favorite soundtrack? Do you like the originals or you like the prequel era?
I mean, the original
soundtracks.
The original, probably Return of the Jedi is probably my favorite soundtrack. But
Is it
episode
really?
episode one is really good. The Duel of Fates.
I like the prequel
Nice.
soundtracks better than the original soundtracks, and the original soundtracks are great. By the way, they're all winners.
Yeah.
But for some reason, John Williams just got better. Not for some reason. I guess he just honed his talent 20 years later. But the stuff that he came out with.
Episode 7 soundtrack?
No, I
You
haven't.
need to. It's John Williams.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Will you be going to Star Wars Celebration this coming year? No, I won't.
Have you ever been to Celebration?
Never been to a celebration. Oh, well, I'd love to, but no. No, have you? You've never been though either. No, we've never been to a celebration. We went to Comic-Con in San Diego one year, back before tickets sold out in under 2 seconds.
Yeah, that was a good.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Glad I got to go. Probably never will go yet.
What do you think about the Jedi vs. Sith comic book, the Darth Bane one?
No, it was okay.
I did a review on it. What do you think about it?
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I like how it ties into the Darth Bane books, but it was just okay. It wasn't anything standout or special. The books were Darth Bane books were fantastic. The comic book was okay.
Okay. Yeah. See, I need to hang out with Bruce more. Already, we've already gotten caught up on these questions. This is something that never happens during my Q&A.
You get distracted?
I get distracted. I do. Let me see. Okay. I'll ask you a question. When are you going to start talking about the real Rogue One, the car?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But the DVD and Blu-ray comes out in just a couple weeks, and so look forward to watching it again because it was a good movie.
Kid Creator, if that whole Quinlan Vos storyline I'm not familiar with, is that something that happened in the book?
The what?
The book. He talked about Quinlan Vos was on Kashyyyk with Yoda, and then he escaped and fell in love with someone.
Oh yeah,
son.
yeah. That's from that.
That's from Dark Disciple.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
That was a good book. It's one of the better of the new universe books.
Yeah, you like that one, and you like the Stars one, Among the Stars, or what?
I said that had potential to be good.
The
stupid romantic plot line.
It read too much like a kiddie book. I mean, a Twilight novel. You said. Yes.
But I like the idea. The idea of it was great.
What would be your favorite new?
Favorite new books?
Oh, hey, here's a good question. Why don't you like Smallville? Because it sucked. It was awful. It was awful. I hated Smallville.
Smallville also started off strong. It went really good for about 4
Lex Luthor
years.
was good, and I agreed. That was worth watching. It kept my interest. And then when he was gone, everyone got knocked out, so they couldn't see him change as Superman.
Lana should have been dead from all the brain.
Yes, it was awful. And then in the last few seasons, there's only 2 good episodes per season, and those were when they brought Hawkman or someone. It was neat to see someone new, a new superhero, when they brought a superhero guest star in. But that was it. Other than that story dragged through the mud. Oh, I regret watching the last 2 seasons.
And did you ever see that Aquaman pilot?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, had the guy that eventually played Green Arrow.
Yeah, but he had played Aquaman at first, then came back as Green Arrow.
And that was he wasn't the same Aquaman from the show. It was a different Aquaman they had on Smallville.
Oh, they did the pilot? I thought he did. I thought Green Arrow did the pilot.
Green Arrow did the pilot, but then there was a different Aquaman on Smallville.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that it was the same guy.
Yeah, same guy, and that looked promising. I'm really kind of disappointed they didn't push forward with that one because it was a good pilot.
Do you believe the 200 gigaton turbo blasters thing from Attack of the Clones' incredible cross sections? I don't know. That's such a wow. I don't know. Thanks for thinking I would know the answer to this, but I don't know. Did you read cross sections?
No,
for Clone Wars? I did, but I don't remember that. I'm sorry. Christian Crunk was cute, and that's about it for Smallville. Ditto. What are your thoughts on Nintendo companies and Nintendo Switch? If they want to give back Star Wars games.
My kids are loving it. They're playing through.
You got the Switch. You ended up getting it.
We went.
I remember you said you were going to go get it after church.
In line. They were about number 15 in line, and they got 30 of them in. So we got home, and they've been playing Legends of Zelda pretty much consistently
Oh.
since then, and they love it. They say it's the best thing ever.
What's your favorite battle in the EU?
Battle in the EU.
Mhm.
I don't remember how to name the battles. I mean, really, one of my favorites, the opening of Darksaber when General Medivh dies. You know, what's it, a big battle
Darksaber, yeah.
that he sees them appear to start the battle just as they're killing him.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh,
it's good.
get me right here.
Spoilers. Mine would be the Vong War. Everything about it I love. Favorite creature we've answered before. Bruce wants a pet Rancor so bad. Do you ever wonder if there's a Darth Matt in the galaxy far, far away reviewing new canon books?
In his spare time, he does read them.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not supposed to talk about it on the show.
Oh, whatever. What do you think is? What do you think is the funniest thing that ever happened in the EU? What was the moment? You know what? I'll also answer this, and you may agree. It was Courtship of Princess Leia. 3PO trying to help Han Solo woo Princess Leia.
Yeah.
It's some of the funniest stuff. Now, there's other funny things in it. There's a lot of funny moments in Brian Daley's Han Solo trilogy, which Bruce would never know about. And the Lando books have some funny moments, too. In fact, the Lando books are friggin' hilarious at times. So there's a lot of and that's the one thing I did like about the EU. There's a lot of comedic moments. Oh, Aaron Alston. Geez,
Oh yeah,
yub, you commander. You know,
the whole bit with the Ewok pilot was good.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So that's it. It's been an hour, and it's been a fun hour. Thank you so much for all your questions. Thank you, Bruce, for showing up. Wasn't it fun to have Bruce here? That's debatable. Anyway, so yeah, we'll have to do this again. Maybe have Bruce. Bruce is going to come back on Prince of the Universe once we get done talking about with all the fans. Actually, expect something in the next couple of weeks. We're going to try to get Dwayne.
He's going to be hitting town soon. So
he's going to be coming in town soon, and we're going to record it, and I'll put it up in the next few weeks. And I don't know exactly what we're going to talk about yet. I have an idea. Yeah, Logan. Logan, maybe.
I think me and Dwayne need to just get together and take over the show, do a Rogue One special.
No.
There was technical errors with my review previously.
I think you should grease yourself up and play Spartacus with some friends. All right, folks. We'll see you later.